Do you really believe that your presence is a present? No, for real. Do you really believe that? Because I'm under the notion that if people cannot respect the gift of your presence, you got to give them the gift of your absence. Today, let's talk about it. Access denied. Let's talk about the privilege of presence. I'm tapped in. I'm mic'd up. I want you to join me today and let's mix it up. Yes, yes, your presence is a present. You have to be careful who you give it to. And as we talk about this today, I really want you to lean in on the notion that sometimes it's all right to deny access. It doesn't mean that you're mean, it means that you mean business. It doesn't mean that you're a hater of anybody else. It just means that you're a lover of your boundaries. You love yourself enough to set guardrails. You love yourself enough not to build a wall, but to build a bridge. And you're able to be an individual who is like someone on border patrol. You're doing an inspection to make sure that what people are bringing over your bridge is not toxic, is not going to cause that which is traumatic to not only you, but also other people who are going to be in close proximity to you. This is what it takes. This is the aspect and the notion of really how you have to live your life if you really want to not just survive, but if you really want to thrive. Right? It is you getting to that particular aspect of really realizing and recognizing that forgiveness does not mean access. Let's talk about it. That's why we're tapped in today. As we're talking about access denied, the privilege of presence. Number one, forgiveness does not mean access. Let me go a little bit deeper so that we can go higher on that. When you think about boundaries are not something that are just, some notion that is just dropped out of the sky and it's just an aphorism to where it is something that is mystical and mythical. No, boundaries were even set up even before man was placed on this planet. When God brought Adam to the planet and created Adam in the Garden of Eden, what did he tell him? You can have of any tree that you want to have, except the tree of the knowledge of good and of evil. Any tree you can have, except the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. That's a boundary. That's a boundary line that God really set up. And so, as a result of that, because of that particular boundary, Adam and Eve transgressed against that. I wish God would have made the boundary, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, radioactive. I wish he would have put barbed wire around it. Wish he would have put a fence around it. He did not do that. He gave them an opportunity to either choose or reject, accept or deny. Because Adam and Eve transgressed and because they sinned in the garden, yes, God forgave them, but he forbade them. He kicked them out of the garden. And here's what it says: I forgive you, but I forbid you from trespassing against my boundaries. Why keep giving people the opportunity to recapitulate their bad behavior? Come on. Why would you put yourself in close proximity to continually be abused by your abuser? to be mistreated by other people. I can forgive you, but also put space between me and you. Doesn't make me a bad person. Doesn't make me somebody who is really just all about myself and not about you. It is about me protecting myself. I can forgive you, but not give you access to. It is the aspect of access denied. I recognize that my presence is a present. And before I can ever be a present to you, I got to be a present to myself. I have to place myself, here it is, in the presence of peace, in the presence of increase, in the presence of opportunities, in the presence of those who are going to be good to me and good for me. That is what it is all about in that aspect. You have to be bold enough to not only communicate but exemplify access denied. And negative thoughts, negative people, negative triggers, access denied. Yes, God forgave Adam and Eve, but here it is. Put a flaming sword in that garden to where they couldn't enter back in. Because if so, they would risk being killed. I forgive you, but you can't come back to the same spot that it was before. I forgive you, but you don't get the same access anymore. You're not being mean. I just mean business. Secondly, here's what you got to do. You got to guard your garden. Guard your garden. God guarded the garden, placed a guard right there. No, Adam and Eve, you can't get the same access anymore. I'm guarding this garden. You trespassed. You broke the boundary. I drew the line and you crossed it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm guarding my garden. That's what we have to get to the particular place in the notion of what is it that we're doing to guard our garden? The garden of our mind, the garden of our peace and our purpose. Guarding my garden says I'm guarding my heart. Scripture says this: out of the abundance of the heart, out of the abundance of the mouth, the heart speaketh. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. Scripture also mentions this: to guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. I have to guard my heart, guarding my heart against negativity, guarding my heart against negative people, guarding my heart against individuals who trespass against my boundaries, guarding my heart against individuals who treat me like an option when I am a priority. Boundaries from that particular aspect. Because the prefix of boundaries is bound, and too many times we are bound to other people's notion versus creating the right kind of boundaries for us to exemplify and for us to abound in life. And boundaries, here's what they do. They empower us not to carry other people's baggage that becomes our burden. It is allowing you to free you of the vestiges of your past. Access denied. Stop giving your exes access. Stop giving the enemy access to infiltrate, interrogate, and destroy who it is that you are in your particular notion and your particular identity. Guard your garden. James Allen, in his book, As a Man Thinketh, taken from that scripture, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. He likens the mind to a garden. And he says, whatever it is that we are planting, this is what we can expect in our harvest. If we plant seeds of strength, we can expect a harvest that is going to be helpful, healed, and plentiful. If we plant seeds of weakness and disdain and despair, we can expect weeds of worry. Which seeds are you planting in your garden? And not just that, what seeds are you allowing people to plant in your garden? Do I have the right type of individuals who I've given access to that I can ensure that they're going to plant the right type of seeds into my garden? Garden of my heart, my garden of my mind, the garden of my spirit. I've got to do that so that I can abound, so I can continue to develop who it is that I am and not allow people to be a burden to me when they ought to be a blessing to me. It's got to be the place of access denied. There is a privilege when it comes to your presence. I want to talk about a little bit more. I'm coming back after these messages, real quick, fast, and hurry. Stick and stay. More is coming your way. After these messages, I'll be right back. The 19th book is everywhere. I want you to go ahead and get your hands on my new book, Know Your No. It's all about how to build healthy boundaries and love without losing yourself. Boundaries are not limitations. Boundaries are for liberation. You're going to find a way to unbox yourself. You're going to find a way to really love yourself and to move into a place of emotional regulation, to stand your ground, to draw a line in the sand, stand 10 toes down on it. Don't do the electric slide. Don't moonwalk away from it, but really stand wholeheartedly down on what it is that you say. It's for your protection. It's for your self-care. Moves you into a greater place of self-awareness and emotional regulation and developing your mental health and creating boundaries so that you can abound to a new and a greater level. Go right now to get a signed copy at EddieConnor.com. EddieConnor.com. And then, of course, you can also get it on Amazon. Go and get the book right now. Yes, if you don't have the book, Know Your No, go ahead and get that. Go ahead and get that book. How to Build Healthy Boundaries and Love Without Losing Yourself. I'm so grateful for your support. If you don't have the book, listen, do yourself a favor. Go ahead and get a book that is going to speak life into you, that is going to empower you, that is going to increase you in every specific aspect of your life so that you can abound and not be bound by other individuals. We talked about what it takes to say access denied, the privilege of presence. Told you, number one, forgiveness does not mean access. Secondly, you have to guard your garden. That's what God did. He guarded his garden and he put them out of the garden. When people, patterns, perceptions do not align with the purpose of where it is that you are going, put it in them out of your garden. Put them out of your garden. Next now, thirdly, you have to protect your peace. You have to protect your peace. Your mental health is your wealth. What are you doing to put yourself in a state of peace, a place of peace that is purposeful? I told my academy community the other day, if you're not a part of my community, I encourage you to join the eaglesacademy.com, where we really encourage you and empower you to soar into greater success and purpose. You owe it to you to be a part of our mentoring sessions, but I told them this at the eaglesacademy.com is where you can join. I told them, listen, you have to get to a particular place in your life where you are protecting your peace, where you are developing who it is that you are, where you are getting to a particular place and space in your life that if it costs you your peace, it's too expensive. If it costs you your purpose, it's too expensive. You have to be on an emotional budget so that people are not making more withdrawals than deposits in your emotional bank account. It's worth it for you to protect your peace. Your mindset matters. Your mind state matters. The thoughts that you think about yourself matters. Do I have people who are bringing me peace, or are they a biohazard to my own life? What am I doing to put myself into a place of protecting my peace? If not, I will always be in a place of self-sabotage. Protecting your peace is imperative. It is that which is going to bring the structure of your life. So many people are dealing with a lack of emotional regulation, emotionally incarcerated, psychologically in prison. They are always a thermometer rather than a thermostat. They don't have any self regulation. They don't have any personal identification. And as a result of it, they're always frustrated. They're always in a place of disdain. They're always in a place of what is painful and not that which is peaceful. Forgiveness does not mean access. I have to guard my garden. I got to protect my peace. But here's what I also have to do: I have to nurture my narrative. The story that you think about yourself continues to play out in your life. What are you continually replaying in your mind about where it is that you're going, who it is that you're becoming, where it is that you're striving to be? What is the narrative that is replaying and on autoplay in your mindset? Oftentimes, the narrative that is on autoplay in our mindset is what our father told us, our mother told us, what people did to us, what people said about us, what things did not happen, what things did not transpire in our life. We have allowed the negative narrative in our life to nurture the negative things, the pain of the past, rather than the power for the future. Got to shift that narrative. Got to shift that negative narrative. How do I shift the negative narrative? I shift the negative narrative by using words that are affirmative. You shift the narrative by shifting the words that are now affirmative. You protect your peace using words that are affirmative. You guard your garden using words that are affirmative. You understand that forgiveness does not mean access when you use words that are affirmative. Speak life into your life. Tell yourself that there's greatness that's on the inside of you. Tell yourself that there's peace and there's purpose that will live on the inside of you. Tell yourself that you're more than a conqueror. Come on, every single day you ought to be crowning yourself with love, crowning yourself with joy, crowning yourself with peace, crowning yourself with increase. Come on, tell yourself that you're in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing, meeting the right people, making the right connections. Favor follows you and guides your footsteps. When you begin to say those kinds of words over and over and over again, life begins to adjust. Life begins to shift. And here it is. You begin to shift with the narrative that you say about you. When you tell yourself you can do it, you can become it, you can overcome it. Something happens cellularly. Something happens interpersonally. Something happens on the cellular level, on the molecular level, interpersonally in your mindset, in your spirit, in your soul. Something comes alive. The giant that was seemingly asleep is awakened. Why? Because you've awakened to the reality of who it is that you are, where it is that you're going, and who you're becoming. Access denied. When negativity comes, access denied. Negative people come, access denied. Your past wants to rear its ugly head, access denied. The false narrative, access denied. People who overstep boundaries, access denied. Not recapitulating people's bad behavior, access denied. Those who want to plant weeds of worry in the garden of your mind. I'm guarding my garden, access denied. I'm protecting my peace and my purpose, access denied to what goes against that. I'm nurturing my narrative. If it doesn't fit the powerful narrative where it is that I'm going, access denied, because you're stopping how I'm growing, who I'm becoming. And you won't allow anything to get in the way of how you're overcoming. I know my no, and I know who to know, so that I can say yes to the greatness and the purpose within myself. I hope this really empowered you. I know this book will empower you even more. I can't talk about everything on the podcast, but I sure could write about everything on the book. And I've written an amazing book that I know is going to speak life into your life. Know your no. Go ahead and get it right now. You can get it on my website, EddieConnor.com/know your no. It's available on Amazon as well as an ebook and as a paperback, as it is here. How to Build Healthy Boundaries and Love Without Losing Yourself. Do yourself a favor. Go ahead and get the book right now. It's going to speak life into your life. Boundaries. Everybody may not like your boundaries. And here's the thing, they're not supposed to. Be okay with them not being okay with it. Mm-hmm. Be okay with them not being okay. It just lets you know who should not be around you or surround you at all. It's all right. It's going to be even more advantageous for you when you join my Eagles community. Want to grow in your business and in your life and in your spirit and your soul, in your relationships. Want to have the courage and the strength to build those boundaries? Join me in my Eagles community, theeaglesacademy.com, theeaglesacademy.com. Be empowered to soar into greater success and purpose. It's yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand, your brother. And I mean that from another mother. Family has been fun. Yeah, but brother, got to run. So I want you to know it's been a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy. It really has been beyond measure, but I want you, yes, you, I'm talking to you, to remember to keep the faith and believe is going to be bigger, better, brighter, peace, and a whole lot of love. Keep soaring higher. My 19th book is everywhere. I want you to go ahead and get your hands on my new book, Know Your No. It's all about how to build healthy boundaries and love without losing yourself. Boundaries are not limitations. Boundaries are for liberation. You're going to find a way to unbox yourself. You're going to find a way to really love yourself and to move into a place of emotional regulation, to stand your ground, to draw a line in the sand, stand 10 toes down on it. Don't do the electric slide. Don't moonwalk away from it, but really stand wholeheartedly down on what it is that you say. It's for your protection. It's for your self-care. Moves you into a greater place of self-awareness and emotional regulation and developing your mental health and creating boundaries so that you can abound to a new and a greater level. Go right now to get a signed copy at EddieConnor.com. EddieConnor.com. And then, of course, you can also get it on Amazon. Go and get the book right now.